Hello and welcome. You've joined CJ Gilbert in the Web Cave for Ask a Web Geek. Thanks for joining me. It's episode 17 of Ask a Web Geek. We're coming to you live from the web jungle. We're in the Web Cave. It's a rainy day today in the web jungle. It is Wednesday, November 20th, just past 9 a.m. We go live with the show in our Facebook group at 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern, every Wednesday. I was just explaining to the folks right before we jumped on, the schedule may be a little wibbly wobbly over the next couple weeks. I don't think we're going to do a show next week because of Thanksgiving, and the first couple weeks of December are absolutely crazy with my project schedule and production schedule and things that I'm involved with. So you may or may not see a show come out over the next couple weeks. And if that's true, bear with me. The show is not canceled. We're still coming back, and we still invite your questions all the time. I will put a show together if we've got questions to do it. Otherwise, I'm going to save up all your questions over the next couple weeks and have a really great show for you when we've got it together. Okay, so please continue to drop those questions into our Facebook group. We would love for your involvement there, as well as any of the other channels, YouTube, Twitter, and even right on our website. Bear with me as our schedule does go a little wibbly wobbly for the next couple weeks because of the holidays and many other projects going on. So I don't have a featured animal to show you, except I will say my dogs are out and active and wrestling in the backyard behind me. So if you hear any barking and dogs, consider that our featured animal of the week, okay? And we'll give a shout out to Rusty and Molly out there who are already wrestling with each other on this rainy day. Maybe they can't go run outside, so they're a little pent up. They're running around in the back. Alrighty, let's flip over into our slides and get this show going, folks. Ask a Web Geek with CJ Gilbert. I'm your web safari guide. We understand the internet is a jungle. It's too easy to get lost, to go down the wrong path, and we want to put you on the right path, help you, lead you through that jungle, help you get where you want to go. So I invite you, ask me a question. Ask me any questions you have on websites, marketing, email campaigns, social media. What's holding you back? What could help move you forward? Technology should not be something that overwhelms you and stops you from making progress. It should be something that helps you. It should be something that propels you forward. So let me help you do that. Let me bridge that gap between some tool or technology that can help you and the frustration and overwhelm that you feel trying to use that tool. Let me help you out because I believe that your website is your number one tool to grow and support your business. And if you think of it like that, it should be attracting more customers, making more sales, enhancing your customer service. All of the idea is to increase your efficiency, help you save time, help you save money, and serve your clients better, faster, and easier. Congratulations. If you're listening to me right now, that means that you want to improve your business and you're taking the steps to do so. I just want to say congratulations. I want to acknowledge you for taking a minute to being here with me this morning, or maybe watching it later on the replay or listening later as the podcast. And you're one of the few people that works on your business and works on your life. And so I want to take just a minute to say congratulations. Good for you. You're in the right place at the right time. Hi, Brian. Thanks for jumping on the call with us this morning. Glad to see you. Hope you had a really happy birthday this week. It was good to see you on Monday. Ask a Web Geek. This is our weekly show with some exceptions here come the holidays, but normally it's a weekly show. We ask you to join our Facebook group, Ask a Web Geek. This is where we go live to record the show when we do the show weekly, Wednesdays, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. We go live into our Facebook group first. We chat for just a few minutes, and then we start the taping of the show. I love having that live studio audience with me to ask questions, give me feedback, give me comments while we're actually taping the show. And I invite you to subscribe and follow in all these other places. Subscribe on YouTube. After we do the show on Facebook, we produce it over the weekend, and then it goes to YouTube. And it becomes a podcast. So if you're watching later on YouTube or you're listening later as a podcast, I would love to hear about that. Feel free to follow me on Twitter at AskAWebGeek and tweet to me. A lot of podcasts say tweet along with the show. If you're listening to the podcast later, maybe you can also pull up Twitter and just send me a quick message. Let me know what episode you're listening to. Let me know what tip you just heard that you really liked. Let me know what you disagreed with, what you would recommend, what your thoughts and ideas are. I would love it if you would just feel free to tweet along with the show. So follow Ask a Web Geek on Twitter, and then when you're listening to that podcast or you're watching the show later on YouTube, feel free to just tweet along and just shout out what you're watching, what you're seeing, your questions, your comments, your follow-up questions, and I would love to hear and see all of that and participate with you in that way, even later. That's the great thing about the internet is I'm recording it today, November 20th. You could be watching it a week from now, a month from now, a year from now. Still reach out, let me know what you're thinking, and I would still love to answer your follow-up questions. Disclaimer, this is a public show. I do put it out there on YouTube and podcasts and everything, so make sure the questions that you're asking me are okay for me to answer. By the way, if we're working live on your website, all password fields are already obscured, and if there's other information you don't want shown, like the back end of your website or something proprietary, of course I will do those kind of things off screen. There's always ways to obscure your private information so that can't be seen. However, I do want to make sure that just in general the topics we're talking about are okay for everyone else to hear about, and I want to be able to reveal and be as transparent as possible so you can see all the steps needed to do certain things. Keep in mind, this is not legal or professional advice. I'm a web geek. I know a lot about the internet and these tools and technologies, but you should have a business attorney and a CPA in your back pocket that you consult with for your professional business needs. So I encourage you to get those people as part of your team. If you don't already have them, reach out to me. I'd love to make a couple introductions to some people I know. But in the meantime, do make sure to have those professional people that you consult with when you make business decisions, because at the end of the day, you accept responsibility for everything, including your own success. Who am I? I'm CJ Gilbert. I'm a web geek. I've been a web developer for over 20 years, and now I'm also a speaker and author. I teach business owners how to think of their website like a tool so that they can do more business, so they can do better business. Our time, we're already stretched to the limit with our time, and we need to use these tools and technologies to help free up time, not take more time. I don't want you to feel like you're overwhelmed with more stuff you have to do. Let's use some of these tools and technologies to make it easier, better, faster for you to do your business and still serve your clients better. That's my goal. Be on the lookout for a golden nugget every time you watch the show, or you listen to one of the recordings, or you hear me speak, or you buy me a cup of coffee. You're going to hear me say something that you may have even heard me say before, but it's going to hit your ear at a different angle because of where you are. You are in a different place this time around, and you're going to get something different this time around. So just be on the lookout for it. Be on the lookout today for your golden nugget. You're going to hear it, you're going to find it, and then you need to take action on it. So I encourage you to grab some paper, draw a line right down the middle. On the left-hand side, write notes. On the right-hand side, write actions. As you're going through the show with me today, you can just take that stream of consciousness notes right down the left-hand side of the paper. And then in the right-hand side, there's going to be things that you want to take immediate action on, quick action. And when you find those pieces, write that in the right-hand column so you can quickly and easily get back to those later. And make sure to star those golden nuggets so that you can take action on those pieces as well, and you don't lose them in your notes. Ask a Web Geek. Let's talk about a couple of our sponsors, and I've spread them out a little bit in the show because I really want to tell you about some of these tools and resources. We've gone over probably all of these things before, but I really want to review them with you. Number one, this free scan tool that I have available for you. In a previous episode, I talked about your business directory listings. These websites are being created. They're putting your business information in there, and you don't know if it's correct information or not because they don't know if it's correct information or not, and you may not have even realized that these websites existed. So what do? You use my free tool. It's at scan.gilbertstudios.com. scan.gilbertstudios.com. You're going to scan your listings. So you just go right over here to this website, scan.gilbertstudios.com. You put in your business name, business address, business phone number, and hit go. It's going to do a live scan of about 60 to 80 of these directory websites, including Google, Facebook, Yahoo, Bing, Apple, You need to make sure that your business is listed, especially if you're a brick and mortar business and you have people that are using the map services on their phone to find their way to you, to navigate to you. You've got to make sure that your business is listed correctly, and you've got to make sure that it's on all of those maps and apps. This free tool is a perfect place for you to go to find out that information. You're going to see if they've got the right information, if something's wrong, if something needs to be corrected, and most of those buttons will link you right over to the listing where you can fix the information. If you realize that there's a lot of stuff out of the whack, a lot of information is incorrect, and you can foresee that it could take you a lot of time to correct all that information, reach out to me. There's going to be a button on that page that you can contact me, and I will help you. I've got an amazing service. It's very affordable when you consider everything it does and all the time it saves you, and I'll go over all of those details with you whenever you're ready. But there's an amazing service that it synchronizes and it fixes all of these directory listings that you're looking at from one dashboard that you can access once or twice a week and just keep your eye on things. You can update your featured message and your promo. You can make sure it's tied into the maps, which is then tied into Uber, especially if you've got customers being brought to you or picked up and taken away from your business. You need to make sure that all those pieces are correct and sync up. Google is looking at all those websites to make sure that they've all got the right information so they know to boost your site in the ranking because they're serving the right information. Let me know if you have any follow-up questions about this, but use this free tool, scan.gilbertstudios.com, and just check out how it is. Then I also want to tell you about this service. Again, something we went over in a previous episode, but I need to bring it back again because it's so important, and we're coming up on the holiday season, and identity theft is a huge problem right now. You need to make sure that you're protected. Did you know that an identity is stolen every 2 seconds? On the internet? It's crazy. You need to protect yourselves and your family and warn your loved ones. I have a service you can check out. Here's a link to get there. It's idtheft.gilbertstudios.com. idtheft.gilbertstudios.com. That's my shortcut link. It will take you over to the website where you can learn more about this very affordable service, which is going to protect all of your information, your bank accounts, your social media accounts, your social security number, your what else does it do? It does so many things. Go check that out. I can't even think right now. Credit cards and financial information and medical records and all kinds of things. People are spoofing, they're stealing, they're hacking into. Big companies are being security breaches all the time. I hear all the big companies. Capital One was just reporting one a couple weeks ago. This is a big problem, and you're not immune to it. If you exist and you're breathing and you've got a social security number, you're at risk. So check out this service right here. It's very affordable. It's very necessary in today's age, and especially with the holidays and you're using your credit card and you're spending money right now, it's something you need to be aware of. I talk to people every week that have been a victim of identity theft and all the problems that have occurred because of it and everything that they can do. A lady was telling me last week about how her cell phone number was stolen from her. She answered the phone, and apparently that's all they needed to port her number away and use it to access her bank account, and this whole cascade of problems that happened. I don't want any of those things to happen to you. Go to this link, idtheft.gilbertstudios.com, and learn more about this service, which can protect you and your family and your children from this terrible crime, which number one, it could be huge problems, but number two, it's super annoying. What a time waster when you have to deal with all of this stuff. So protect yourself now before it happens. idtheft.gilbertstudios.com. I also want to invite you to check out my free video workshop. This is a 7-part video series that I put together. Each video is about 10 minutes. Most of them are less than 10 minutes long, and they're bite-sized, so you can consume them one at a time. Improve a little piece about your business. Learn about how people find you through the internet and find your website. Learn about how to boost your sales and make more sales through your website. Learn about how to increase your customer service, which boosts your efficiency, which boosts your productivity, which boosts your profits. You see, I'm encouraging you to work on your website, but what's going to happen is we're actually working on your business. I believe your website is so closely tied to your business. It's a tool to make your business better. Let's improve your website, and we're going to improve your business even more. And I've got a lot of tips, tricks, and resources in this free workshop, so go sign up at mywebsitesafari.com. And finally, I also want to tell you about this service, my website treasure hunt. So the website, mywebsitesafari.com, great place for you to go and get all the introductory information about some ideas to improve your website. Kind of a do-it-yourself resource. You take a little bit of your time and you can invest into improving your website. And that's a resource that's available for you all the time. However, you may be interested in this service right here, which is a personal service where I will sit down with you virtually right here in this environment. We'll connect together, we'll pull up your website, we'll have a private conversation. It's a 45-minute conversation where we're going over your entire website, and we're using our 85-point checklist, our treasure map, to look at each place that we can improve your website. And you're going to come away from that with a ton of ideas of things that can be improved in your website and your business. And if you want us to help you make those changes, great. If you're already working with someone, great. That's no problem. But the bottom line is you need to know what you don't know, and this can help you find out. So let's look for that hidden treasure that's in your website. Let's look for those places that we can improve here and there and make a global change to your business. Buckle up and stay hydrated. We're going to move into the next piece of our show, which is called our featured topic of the week. I have been talking over the last couple weeks about Eric Lofholm's upcoming planning class, and it was so important I wanted to highlight it today in this segment. It is so important to plan for your success. What's that expression? If you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. Well, I don't want that to happen to you. I want you to plan for success. And I know of no better way to do that than to take Eric Lofholm's free annual class to plan and create your next year's sales and marketing plan. I've been doing this for several years now in a row, and it's an amazing training. It's totally free, and I would encourage you to go sign up right now, and you can use my special link to do so. It's 2020plan.gilbertstudios.com. That's 2020plan.gilbertstudios.com. 2020plan.gilbertstudios.com. One of the best things you can do to get ready for 2020 is to create a written sales and marketing plan. And Eric teaches us exactly how to do that step by step in this class. There's 3 classes. It's December 5th, 10th, and 12th. It's at 4 p.m. Pacific. And be there live if you can. But if you can't, it is recorded. So sign up anyway, because you're going to get all the recordings sent to you once they're created. And you're going to have all that resources forever, even if you don't get to it till the end of December. Even if you're watching me, hearing me, and it's already 2020, it's no problem. I love the way that we do this training. We record it when we can, but it's available for you when you need it. So regardless of what time or date you're hearing me say this, go sign up right now, 2020plan.gilbertstudios.com. I promise you're going to find an immense amount of value out of this free training program. 3 classes, probably an hour each, packed with information. It's going to help you create a written sales and marketing plan. It is a powerful training program that is designed to take you step by step through the process of creating that plan. And if you register now, you're going to benefit immediately with a clear plan of action. I highly encourage you to do this. I've already signed up, and I'll see you in the class. So sign up at 2020plan.gilbertstudios.com. 2020plan.gilbertstudios.com. Eric will be there, I'll be there, and hundreds of other people will be there benefiting from this free, amazing training. I really encourage you to take advantage of that. And if you're not already, check out what Eric does every day. He has a 15-minute free call in the morning. It's a motivational call. It puts you in the mindset of success. It is setting you up for a great day. It's only 15 minutes. It's such a small sliver of your day, but it's something that I do every single day to put myself in the right mindset. of success. It's so crucial, and I encourage you to do that. And you can get all the details right over here at amcall.gilbertstudios.com. That's AM like the morning time, like it's 9 a.m., it's 10 a.m., amcall.gilbertstudios.com. Go over there, pop in your name and email, and he's going to send you all the details, because it's a live call every morning at 7:45 a.m. Pacific, which is 10:45 a.m. Eastern. It's live at that time, but it's also recorded, and it comes out to YouTube and as a podcast later. So even if you're not live on the call in the morning, you can catch the replay. I do this every day. I am either live on the call at 7:45 a.m. or if for whatever reason I have a scheduling conflict that day, I always listen to that recording later. So I wasn't on the call this morning. I usually am on Wednesdays. I'm usually not on Thursdays, but no matter what, I always listen to that call. So I encourage you to do that as well. So you can get all those details, amcall.gilbertstudios.com. Just pop in your email. He's going to send you all the info. There's a phone number. There's an access code if you want to get to the live call. Otherwise, he's going to send you the link to the website and the YouTube, whichever way works out best for you. I personally use the website, and I bring that up on my phone. Even when I'm driving in the car, you can bring it up on your phone and start listening to that recording, and I just plug it into the car, and I listen while I'm driving. I love doing that. I encourage you to do that too. And once again, here's the link, amcall.gilbertstudios.com. Let me go over our last few shows really briefly with you. We had a lot of really great information. So in our very last episode, episode 16, I talked about this domain name scam. It's a scam, you guys. It got me fired up. You can see me ranting about this scam that I hate, which isn't really a scam. It's an advertisement. It's a deceptive advertisement that drives me crazy, because it's deceiving people into thinking that it's a real invoice that they need to pay attention to, and they're stealing your business. And I hate it. I hate that kind of practice. It makes my clients say, "Hey, what's this? Is this something important?" No, it's not. Ignore it. It's a scam. They're trying to take your money and take your business and prey on people's confusion and ignorance. And I don't like that. So check out episode 16 to hear me talk all about that and warn you of that dangerous pitfall in the web jungle. And then in episode 15, we talked about social media. We talked about an introduction to social media, how to get started with social media for your business. I laid out your very first action steps. I laid out exactly what you need to do over the first 2 to 3 weeks of your social media world. It's very little for you to do. You do not have to do a lot of posting, but I'm going to teach you how to sign up for the account and the mindset you should have and the first couple steps you should take as you tiptoe your way into that social media jungle. So check that out in episode 15. In episode 14, we talked about the 7 types of websites that we build here at Gilbert Studios. It really boils down to 2 kinds of websites, static website and a dynamic website. And they're different, and I explained the difference, and I explained a little bit of pros and cons about each one, depending on your situation, depending on your goals and your target audience and where you're headed over the next year of your business, really depends on what kind of a website you need. And I went into that a little bit in episode 14. So learn a little bit more about that. I also touched on website hosting, what that is and how that's involved and how that affects the kind of website that we're building. So that information was in episode 14. In episode 13, I laid out a whole SEO strategy. This is one of the best shows I've ever done, and it came from a question from a gal I met named Kim, who was sharing with me her frustration of her website. It doesn't bring her the traffic she wants. It brings these people that are selling her SEO services, and she didn't know what that was, first of all, and second of all, she just felt general frustration and confusion. So I laid out a whole SEO strategy, how to add content to your website, how to do it regularly, how to take that same content, turn it into email blasts, and turn it into social media blasts. I encourage you, don't think of it like, man, I got to do 100 things for my business. Think of it like, you know what, I'm going to sit down on an afternoon for 2, maybe 3 hours, and I'm going to do an entire month worth of effort. 2 hours, let me say that differently, 2 hours of effort, an entire month of results. In that 2 hours, if you take my strategy, write out a game plan based on exactly what I outline here, sit down for 2 hours, and you will create 4 blog posts, 4 email blasts, and 8 social media posts. You can pre-schedule those, and you will have an entire month of blogs, social media posts, and automatic emails ready to go to your list, and you won't have to think about it again for another month. That's an enormous value. I laid it out for free in episode 13, so go check that out. Then in episode 12, I showed you exactly how I create those social media blasts using a tool called Buffer. I love this tool. There's a free version. I have the first paid version because of all the accounts I'm playing around with, but you don't have to do that. You can use their free version and just start playing around with it and see how this tool can save you time by posting to several locations from one dashboard, and also pre-scheduling those blasts, those posts, so you can sit down at one time and schedule several posts in a row. This is an enormous time saver. And then in episode 11, I talked about how to do an email blast. I showed you what it looked like to go into the email system that I use and create an email that's going to blast out to my list. And I showed you exactly how to do that. In fact, there was a little bit of humbly bumbly thinking time. How am I going to do this? How am I going to word that? And I left all of that into that episode on purpose, because when you sit down to write an email, you don't know exactly what you're going to say. And I see other videos where they show you how to do that, and they pre-write a lot of the content. Like they pre-write the email, they pre-write the picture, pre-create the graphics, all that kind of stuff. And so when they show you how to do it in the how-to video, it's very much like, well, you just take this piece and that piece and this piece and you put it all together and you're done. And that feels, sometimes there's a disconnect there, because people feel like, well, I don't have all those pieces ready, so the process doesn't work that way for me. So I showed you what it's really like. I pulled it up, kind of started with an almost blank canvas, and we puzzled it out together, what I wanted it to say and how I wanted it to be. And as a bonus, while we're doing that, in episode 11, I went over what we covered in the first 10 shows. So go back to episode 11 and hear everything that we did before that and which show it's in. So it's kind of a double value. You see me create an email, and you also get to hear about the content from the first 10 shows of Ask A Web Geek. So that was kind of our mini review over our last 5 to 6 episodes or 7 episodes or so. And then in episode 10, I'll mention it because it's here on the screen, we talked about your goals and your demographic targeting. This is enormous. This is your first step when it comes to your website. This is the 2 most important questions you can ask. What are your goals for your website, and who is your target market? And I talked about why that's important and why you need to spend some time thinking about that. And then I gave you some exercises and tools to do that. That was in episode 10. So this is our mini recap about what's been going on in the last couple episodes. Hopefully one of those piqued your interest and you'll go jump right back to it. They all work together, which is really interesting. So let me show you here real quick. So episode 16, I talk about that domain name scan, but I also mention website hosting. So episode 14 is where I really talk about website hosting. Episode 15 was our introduction to social media, the very first things you should do in social media. And then it was in episode 12 where I showed you how to use those tools to create posts for social media. Almost in a way, these things are a little bit backward, but it made sense to me at the time. Episode 13, I laid out that SEO strategy and then referred back to that's how you create your social media posts. We did it in episode 12. That's how you create your email blasts. We did that in episode 11. And it all comes from episode 10 of your goals and your target market, which feeds into all those other pieces. You need to know who you're speaking to for your email, for your social media, and for your SEO, your website content. It all works together. It all works together. So check out any of those episodes to get any of those details and topics, and please let me know if you have any follow-up questions as you go through that material. Woo! Pause for a coffee break. Now time to Ask a Web Geek. Remember I said that I created that email for you in episode 11? We went over all of these things right here. In that episode, I mentioned which other episode they appeared in. These were all the questions that we had answered up until that moment. I will read through it because I haven't done it in several episodes. So I'm going to read it through really quickly. These are things we've already answered on previous shows, starting with episode 1, going through episode 10. Are you ready? A scheduling tool that integrates with Apple, using PR Web, how to use your domain name with Gmail, website versus funnel, which is best and why, recommend a client management system, recommend a project management system, one main website versus multiple landing pages, how to make a buy now button with PayPal. That was fun. How to add video to a Facebook cover photo. We answered it, but I'm still going to do it in an upcoming episode. Cheap offline marketing, affiliate marketing programs, how to switch between your personal and your business profiles on Facebook, the best times of day to send email newsletters. Too many links, but only one spot to put it, like on Instagram? Check out the tool we used for that. Effective ways to market a webinar, the value of using WordPress versus other kinds of websites, the difference between a .com, a .net, a .org, what should you choose, advice on growing a YouTube channel, how to grow an email list, talking about business networking, local business networking in your community, your goals and demographic targeting, and finally, advice on testimonials for your website. Those were our first dozen episodes or so, all compressed together. All that stuff is available for you at AskAWebGeek.com, and it's on our YouTube channel, and all of those are also in our Facebook group if you want to see the uncut, unedited version of our show. If you go to YouTube in a podcast, you're going to hear our hour show. If you go to Facebook, you'll see the entire hour and a half session during which we record that hour show. And you'll hear all my nonsense and hear all the stupid things I say if you go to the Facebook group. I try to edit out some of the nonsense, but I do leave some in because I can't help it, because I'm full of nonsense, because I want us to have fun while we're talking about these business things. So these are conversations that are all going on in our Facebook group right now. You can jump in and please give us your thoughts and ideas. If you use any customer relationship management tools, CRMs, let us know what's your favorite, what you like, what you don't like, how much it is, what's your favorite tool. We want to know. We want to use these tools for ourselves, but we're not sure which one's the right one. We've had a lot of conversation about which ones people are using, but we don't have a definitive answer, so we want you to chime in. And the same goes for project management tools. There's several that have been listed. There's several that we've been playing around with, but we're not sure what's the right choice. So we'd love to hear your opinion, your feedback on that. What tool do you use? Do you use a project management tool? Which one is it? Why do you like it? Let us know if you have any thoughts on PR Web or any other services like that for promoting your business or creating backlinks to your website. And if you have any ideas on offline techniques, what are things that people can do to promote their business offline? Something cheap, something relatively cheap or inexpensive. What are things that people can do to gain greater exposure and reach in their local areas and beyond? These are all conversations that are taking place in our Facebook group. Jump over to Facebook, Ask a Web Geek, join our group, and answer these questions there. We would love your feedback, your ideas, and suggestions right there in our Facebook group. And what else? What else can we answer for you? I just went over almost everything that we've gone over in our first 16 shows. So let me know what else you need. I'm not going to have a weekly show over the next 2 to 3 weeks because of the holiday season. So I invite you during this time, ask me as many questions as you can possibly think of. What are tools, websites, technologies that you've been told you should use for your business, but there's something holding you back? There's something you don't know about, or you've tried to use it and there's some obstacle in your way, or there's some concept that you've heard about and you need to use it for your business, but you're not sure how to get started, or you've started with it, but there's obstacles, there's just things that are holding you back. Please let me know how I can help you. As you can see, we've gone over a lot of material in the show, And in each one of those topics, you could have more follow-up questions. In fact, I guarantee you're going to have follow-up questions. As I go over this information, it's so dense, and I can only get a certain number of answers into the time that we have here together. So I invite you, watch the episode about the topic that interests you the most, and then come back to me with the follow-up questions. Hey, CJ, you said this when you were going over this, but I really want to learn more about that and how that works with this. Give me those questions. I invite you, would you please? It's November 20th as of this taping right now. Thanksgiving is next week. The holidays are in the weeks upcoming. So I may or may not be producing a show every week during that time. Let's say over the next 5 weeks, I might do 2 to 3 shows. That sounds fairly reasonable. We'll see how it actually plays out. But nonetheless, I want you to continue to send me your questions. Number one place, our Facebook group. Join our Facebook group, Ask A Web Geek. I will approve you and to join that group, and then I invite you, create a new post, a brand new post, and share with us what your question is. I'll answer it on my show, but our community is going to jump in right away and start talking to you about that with their ideas and suggestions. And we encourage that. We love that. So please jump in and ask me any questions that you have. Ask me any follow-up questions that you have about previous things that we've discussed. And we would love to invite you to be part of our community and answer any of your questions. Our goal is to help you in your business. So please come join our Facebook group. Leave me a comment anywhere that we just went over. Any of those channels, tweet me, YouTube, even on our website, you can leave a comment, Ask A Web Geek. So that's our show today. It was kind of a recap show. I'm asking for your questions. The mailbag is empty, you guys. I've answered every question that you've asked me so far. So send me more. Probably won't have a show next week again because of Thanksgiving, but I will still be taking your questions and looking to produce a couple shows at least in December. So please let me know what should those shows be about? What could help you as we're turning the corner and heading into our next year? Here's a couple resources again, just to remind you, scan your listings, scan.gilbertstudios.com. Check out how your business appears on all of those directory listings sites and just see what it's like. You may find out you're great. You may find out you need a couple tweaks. You may find out, oh my gosh, I didn't even realize I moved and some people still have that old address. It's going to surprise you what they've got. So just go look, scan.gilbertstudios.com. Check it out. Let me know if you have any questions about the results. Also, do some research on this, idtheft.gilbertstudios.com. This is a huge problem right now. People's identities are being stolen every 2 seconds. The elderly are being targeted. Children are being targeted. No one is immune from this problem. They do not have to see you to do this. You're a number in a computer. They can take your Social Security. They can take your medical records. They can tap into your credit. It's a crazy, crazy thing that's going on. So educate yourself a little bit more. idtheft.gilbertstudios.com is an amazing resource that I've found, a very affordable service to protect all of those vulnerabilities from your financial information, your bank accounts, your credit cards, your medical information, and more. So go check that out. It's really important. idtheft.gilbertstudios.com. There's even plans for businesses. If you're a business, and you probably are, this is something that you can now get as a business and offer it to your people, your employees. This is huge. That just released in the last couple weeks. So go check that out, idtheft.gilbertstudios.com. Get this for your employees and protect everyone in your organization. It affects you. It protects you. Protect yourself by protecting the people around you. And check out my free video workshop, mywebsitesafari.com, a great place for you to get some really good information on some things that can improve your website and improve your business. A do-it-yourself resource. Do it when you have the time to make that happen, and you'll get results. And if you want results faster and you want me to help you, I would love to come to websitetreasurehunt.com, websitetreasurehunt.com and sign up for my 45-minute virtual safari. This is a private call, just you and me, where we go over your website using my 85-point treasure map. We're going to look for all the hidden treasure that's in your website. You didn't even know it was there. It's hiding, but I can find it using my treasure map, and we'll see exactly what we need to do to make you more money, save you more time, and serve your clients better, faster, and easier. And don't forget, do sign up for this course, 2020plan.gilbertstudios.com. This is so important. This is the best time of the year to do this. Plan your best year ever. Sign up for his free call. This is Eric Lofholm's free class. He offers it every year, 2020plan.gilbertstudios.com. And you and I together are going to work on our sales and marketing plan for the upcoming year. And it's going to be phenomenal. Join me there. I can't wait for the class. It's going to be a blast. And jump on the call every morning with us to put yourself in the right mindset of success. amcall.gilbertstudios.com. As you get together with this community and you learn these success principles, they are things that you can rely on all day long as you're going through your day and your day is attacking you with information and overwhelm. And it's so easy to get pulled away from the focus that you need to build your business and be successful in your business. And a call like this, getting these principles into your mind, you can rely on it as your day moves forward. I'll give you a couple examples. Do the next right thing. That's one of the most important things I've learned from this call. Do the next right thing. When you're in a state of overwhelm, what do? I got to do these 100 things. Do the next right thing. When I say that to myself, do the next right thing, I immediately know what's the next right thing. It's amazing, but it works. Do the next right thing. And you do, and then you will, and then you have it. And then there's other things that will come to your mind. All you can do is all you can do, and all you can do is enough. Art Williams, all you can do is all you can do, and all you can do is enough. Art Williams. Sign up for this call, amcall.gilbertstudios.com. Fill your mind with all these success principles, and together we will achieve success. So glad you've been with me this morning. Ask a Web Geek is our weekly show, and you can get all the links and details at AskAWebGeek.com. AskAWebGeek.com. We have all the links, all the resources, all the buttons that you can find, all of our show notes. You can find all 17 episodes, 16 as of the second, but this will become number 17, as well as all the previous shows and all the links and all the details. They're all there for you at AskAWebGeek.com. Jump into the show with the information that you need to know next, and let me know what your follow-up questions are as you go through that material. I'm so glad that you've been with us this morning. Whoa, that's the end of our show right there. Black screen, show over. Goodbye. From the Web Jungle, I want to say thank you for your time and attention. So glad that you take a minute to invest in yourself, invest in your business, and I'm glad that you've joined me. I encourage you, go to AskAWebGeek.com. Please invite a friend, would you, to join the group with us, join our Facebook group, ask questions, and we'll all work on our businesses together, and together we're stronger. So from the Web Cave on a rainy, rainy day in the Web Cave, in the Web Jungle, this is CJ Gilbert reminding you the internet is a jungle. It's too easy to get lost and fall down a hidden path, a hidden trap, and find yourself someplace you did not want to go. Find yourself stuck in the quicksand that you didn't even realize was there. Instead, you want to hire a well-trained guide. You want to join up with a tribe of people that can lead you through and get you where you want to go. I wish you the very best week. Have a wonderful couple weeks. Have a wonderful holiday season. Whatever you're celebrating over the next few weeks, I hope you have a very special time with friends and family. And let me know how I can support you. I'm still accepting your questions. Come over to our Facebook group, Ask A Web Geek, or leave me a comment or drop me a note or send me a tweet on any of those places. All the links and details are at AskAWebGeek.com. Let me know how I can help you. Let me know what questions you have. And I'm going to wish you a wonderful, wonderful week. Happy Website Wednesday. Have yourself a fantastic week. Let me know how I can support you. And we'll see you next time in the Web Jungle. Bye-bye for now. God bless. The internet's a jungle. Roar.